The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
I like my green with crystals like Folgers, picking up momentum, rolling like boulders. They call me ice, but I'm really much colder. My rhymes is heavy like the weight on my shoulders. I'm spitting that red hot smoldering lava. I fight to the end like the Navajo. Crack a bottle though, make it the goose with cranberry and triple sec. Triple my check, I feel the ripple effect of a fool on the loose. I hit you from every angle. From obtuse to right, street shit like JJ, I'm dynamite. Slide me some dough, I show you an execution in the flesh. And promise not to leave nothing left. If you bomb it, I keep stabbing, shooting, damaging, looting. Till it ain't no disputing who the greatest is.
Da, 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 da. What's up, party people? What's up, y'all, man? Thanks for joining Mike Robertson Boulevard live in 2020. That was a perfect place for some hand claps, man. Come on, bro. Look, y'all, we got a very, 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 very special show today, man. I can just say that I've been looking forward to this all day, and I got some nice flavor for y'all today in the house, in the building. We got a legend. We got a pioneer in the place to be. We got Mr. Lonzo Williams in the house. Say what's up, party people.
What's up, party people?
Hey, that was right on time. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I can't complain about nothing,
man.
God.
One love, man. Okay, let's get to what's important first, man. First things first. We got to start off at the right place, right?
Okay.
I'm an LA native, 51 years old.
Okay.
I have to say that before I was old enough to even think about going to a club or going to a spot, I knew who you were from the big homies around. I knew all about Eve After Dark. Let me not even get into that yet, right?
Go ahead, do your thing.
Let me say this, y'all. We're going to speak facts right now, right?
Go for it.
We have to say that you are the West Coast equivalent to these dudes like Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Africa Bambaataa, all those dudes that really influenced hip-hop in New York where it started. You did that for the West Coast.
Well, since you give me all this credit, let me add some names to that. I had to be Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Don Cornelius, and Barry Gordy.
Yeah. How about that?
That's them all the hats I had to wear at that time because there was nobody believed in the West Coast.
Man. So, in the beginning, what came first, DJing or being a promoter?
DJing always for me.
DJing always came first?
Yes, I still do it today.
Oh, you still do it today? You still get out?
I play all the time. Yes, sir.
Okay. So was that pretty much what your driving force was? Was it the music? Was it the music?
Man, you know what? When I was a kid in Compton, my dream was to rock Campanella Park.
Wow.
That was my dream.
Wow.
Back in the day, they gave dances at all the parks in Compton had dances all the time. Mm-hmm. They had them at Gonzales, Campanella. Campanella was kind of my home park. And I never forget, I walked in there one day, and the DJ from KGFJ, Roland Bynum, he's still in the air right now. He was rocking the crowd, man. It was like, and I'm in there like, damn, I want to do that. And I thought you had to be a broadcast. Work for a radio station to do that. Mm-hmm. So I went to broadcast school, got a third-class license just to be in the park.
Wow, you did. You put in that work just to go back to the park?
Just to go back to the park. Wow. Never went back to the park, though. Played around the corner at Regina Chelly. Never played the park.
Oh, Regina Chelly.
Yes. That was my first regular gig, Regina Chelly, every other Saturday. Yes.
Private school, right? For girls?
All girl private school. Some of the finest women in Compton came out of Regina Chelly. And I have dreams about that. I think about that all the time.
Hey, man, I had dreams, too. They wore, like, all green, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
And see, back then, you had to be an undercover hoochie. You couldn't even be out with it.
Right.
Man, in fact, it was so cold, the nuns wouldn't let me play slow records.
Wow.
The hottest cut back in the day was Rolls Royce, I'm Going Down.
Ooh.
Okay? And them girls love that song. Every time I play it, the nuns come over there, they take a ruler and knock my needle off the record, man.
Dang.
They jam me, because you have to understand, I went to St. Albert's across the street. Okay? I went to St. Albert's, so the nuns from St. Albert's and Regina Chelly were interchangeable. So she knew me. I'm like 19, but she still knew me because I was about 12.
Right.
She knew who I was, okay?
Right.
Miss Williams?
She's like, Alonzo, please.
Man, she walked up to me like a gangster, grabbed me by my collar, put the ruler to my nose. I ain't lying. If you play another slow record here again, you'll never play this party again.
Wow.
Yes, sister so-and-so. Okay.
Wow.
And I went right back to the 5th grade. Yes, sister so-and-so.
Hell yeah. So do you remember how much you got paid for that?
$60.
$60.
Had a truck, had a Vega full of equipment.
Wow.
When I see Martin in that movie, House Party, and you got so many records and so much equipment in a little old small car, dude, I can relate. Because I can take nobody with me.
That was real.
I got records in the front seat. I got turntables and records in the front seat. The hatchback ain't closing. Thank God I didn't live that far from Regina Chelly, so the cops never jammed me. And never rained on me, okay?
Right.
I never could close my hatchback because I had so much stuff in there.
Wow, man. Dang. Now, what year are we talking about?
Man, we talking about 70. I opened the Eve in 79. Got to high school. Must be 77, 76, 76, 77.
Okay.
Maybe 78. Because I opened the Eve in 79. So it had to be about 77, 78.
Okay. So the Eve After Dark was, to me, as a youngster, by far the hottest club for years. You had your run. We had a run where it was the hottest, right?
Even when we cooled off, we were still hot.
Right. Even when it cooled off, it was hot.
Still
right?
hot. Yeah.
Cause see, I used to hang around like the older cats, right? And just because my parents worked or whatever, I had a little freedom. I stand on the corner. All, kids my age wasn't out. It was these dudes that's 18, 17, 19, 20. And everybody was talking about Eve After Dark, man.
Wow.
It was like the real deal where the real cats went.
That's right.
Man. It wasn't for nothing for play. You know what I mean?
It wasn't for the faint of heart.
It wasn't for the faint of heart. Now, how did that go down in Compton, man, at that time where it was, a lot of tension, starting to really start and stuff around that time?
Or
before, but
I had a lot of good relationships. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm from Compton. I went to Centennial, but I graduated from Gardena High School. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I was at Centennial, I had a lot of friends that lived in the Blood area, Piru. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I sold shoes at Kenny's right there on Rosecrans Central. So I'm deep Compton. Mm-hmm. I'm well rooted. Okay. Played baseball at Campanella Park. Right. All that. So when some of the cats saw what I was doing, they just took a liking. They knew me. Hey man, we got you. Right. We ain't letting nothing happen up here. This is our spot. Okay. And that's what it became, the spot for everybody. If it ain't gonna happen at Eve After Dark, we got the outside covered. A lot of my boys, one of my main cats, Double OG, Yellow Ice, from Piru, and he just had my back. Hey man, don't worry about it. Ain't nothing gonna happen around here. I got this. Now y'all got the inside. We got the outside.
Right,
okay?
you're going to have to hold down that inside.
Yeah, you got the inside.
Right.
We got the outside. And a lot of times we had different hoods come through. Eugene Village and Dickinson Gardens didn't like each other at all. And depending on who came the deepest would determine who was going to run shit that night. Run stuff that night. Right. Excuse me.
Oh, you can say whatever you want on this show.
Okay, I just want to make sure I don't want nobody in trouble. Get nobody demonetized around here.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, so you also at this club had performances, right?
Yeah.
You gave a lot of people their first shot, right?
Yes, sir.
Their first performance.
Yes.
Can you remember some of those people?
Run DMC.
Run DMC. Okay, wait, let me stop you right there. So you saying Run DMC's first time in Los Angeles?
Yes, I brought him to
California. Was that your spot?
Yes. Now there's going to be a debate about that. If certain people hear this conversation, right? It's going to be a debate, right? Because I brought them to L.A. They played our club. I think they played us Friday, and they played another spot Saturday. Like I tell people, where you saw them at first don't make no difference. I brought them here. Right. I bought the ticket that got them here. Right. Okay.
You had the vision.
I had the vision. Russell called me up. I booked Curtis Blow first.
Okay.
I brought Curtis here, so me and Russell had a relationship.
Right.
He was trying to get me full force. He got me. He gave me Jekyll and Hyde, which was Lonzo. I forgot the brother's last name.
Yeah. It's dude from
heavyweight. From P. Diddy's camp.
Exactly. Andre Harrell.
Andre Harrell.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
He had a group back in the day called Jekyll and Hyde, and Russell gave me them just on the strength because we had an issue with Run DMC because Run DMC left me and went to go play for Uncle Jam's Army. And I was pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm buying these tickets. I'm doing this. I give you an act. Okay.
Right.
He gave me Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
I saw Andre Harrell at Dr. Dre's his documentary, and we talked about this briefly. I forgot about that. He reminded me of it.
Really?
When he saw me, he said, Lonzo. I said, yeah. I knew what his name was. I said, that's Andre Harrell. He said, yeah, man. His partner was Alonzo. It was two of them. Andre Harrell and this partner was Alonzo. That's how we connected.
Okay.
Make a long story short, it just became we had that relationship, and after they, did some stuff went down, I looked at the numbers, and I'm like, I'm gonna make my own damn group. Forget this. By the time I fly somebody out, put them in a hotel, they break a microphone or two, feed them for 2 days or whatever, I'm out $2,000. So I said, I'm gonna make my own damn group. So that's when I started recording.
Dang. Now, is that the beginning of the Wrecking Crew, or were you already the Wrecking Crew?
No, we was already bootleggers first.
Really?
We was bootleggers.
Wait. Describe what that is.
A bootlegger was one of my partners is in the room. He don't like being on camera, but he was a king of the bootleggers. He and I, we used to fight over records to play. Basically, what it was because 1200 turntables was so new. Scratching, Davey DMX taught Yella how to scratch. We started making these records.
Do the knowledge, party people. Do the knowledge.
Davey DMX, Curtis Blow's DJ, taught Yella how to scratch, and Yella taught Dre. Dre was a good mixer, but he wasn't a scratcher. So he taught.
Just doing blends,
right? Because we had a knob on our turntable. I had techniques, but they was like some belt drive techniques. They wasn't 1200.
Was there a mixer yet? Was there a crossfader yet? No, right?
Dave had the crossfader. We didn't have a crossfader. We had a cross knob. It was we had a Radio Shack mixer. Okay, we had a knob that did our mixing. And Dave hooked this stuff up into our studio and showed us what to do. Shortly after that, I bought a 4-track recorder, and we started making these mixes that was multi-layered mixes called Z-Rock, Cut Up, and Scratch Party, whatever the case may be. And that's how we got into the record business.
Wow. So what was your first record you put out?
Z-Rock 1.
Z-Rock 1.
Z-Rock 1.
Wait a minute. Do I know Z-Rock 1?
Other people know about those records, man, is people that you had to be a serious DJ from back in the day. We just now started copying this stuff the past year or so because nobody knew who did them. They just popped up at the stores. The people who bought them and sold them know who did them, but it was nothing. We didn't put our names on them. So now that there was no names on it. Z-Rock 1, Z-Rock 2, Z-Rock 3, Z-Rock 4. Unknown did had his own label too. It was called Scratch Party. New York, he ain't copy to it. He back there.
Unknown DJ in the house.
I'm telling everything. I'm telling it all. Damn it.
Oh man. So was Yella and Dre, were they your house DJs?
Yeah.
So you running the spot and everything. You handle you running the show.
I'm running
and they doing the mix all night. Basically.
Oh no. Okay. I'm running the show, but Unknown. We ran. I'm radio trained.
Right. Okay.
So we ran the Eve After Dark like a radio station. Everybody, all the DJs had a slot. Unknown. Unknown was he was a music director. That's how he found the mix records that we started playing them from New York, but the ones in New York didn't have LA cuts on them. They had New York cuts. So we could only play them for so long, and we had the idea, hey, man, we got to do one of these ourselves. How do we do it? So he did the research and found Bill Smith. And it was a whole process, but it was just, we had no idea that it was the tip of the iceberg of something as big as it's become.
Yeah, it just was happening, huh?
We just was we was hustlers, man.
Right.
We just was young hustlers, hungry, had a good thing, and we just, when we started making these records, we never they were going to sell or not, and they did. They blew up.
Man. Now, when you look at it today, and you look back, literally, man, the best talent that's in the game was birthed out really, you could say you're a club, but you could also say your studio. You could also say
my house. Yeah, my studio, my house.
Your house,
the club,
everything.
Label.
And we talking about Eazy-E, we talking about Ice Cube, we talking about Dr. Dre, you say Yella.
Yeah.
You're talking about all these groups that first
Clientele.
stepped in, Clientele, first stepped into LA, like Run DMCs and all these guys. I mean, man, was there something you could see then about what was happening?
I saw the wave of hip hop coming from New York to LA. Okay. And once I saw the wave coming, I bought a drum machine, I bought a keyboard, and we started beating up on records, beating up on stuff. And we had a record called Slice. I had to rent a drum machine to do that record. That's before I bought my drum machine. After that, I started buying equipment, buying recording equipment, and had a little small drum machine, a 606, and then we bought a 303 bass line, and we were just so far ahead of everybody else, and plus we had competition that we always wanted to stay ahead of, and that was Uncle Jam's Army. I couldn't let them surpass me in this music game. They made records before we did, but we made the first album. We got the first record deal. So it was always a friendly competition.
Well, that's the other. Basically, like I said, the big homies talked about Eve After Dark, and of course Uncle Jam's Army.
Yeah.
And as a little kid, I wasn't so sure about how different they were.
Actually and truthfully, at one time they were almost one unit.
Yeah.
And just like everything else, people have different visions, and they go. My vision was always consistency. Roger's thing was always size. I like longevity. I said it to Eve 6 years before I shut it down. I left there and went to Doodles, had Skateland and Doodles at the same time while doing the Queen Mary, the Biltmore Hotel, Alpine Village. We did all this stuff. Then everybody at that time, the hustle of the day was promoting parties.
Right.
So because the Eve was in the county of Los Angeles, we could stay open late. So we would trade, our clientele would flip maybe 2 or 3 times a night.
Oh.
We start off with the kids. By the time 4 o'clock came, we got a full grown adult crowd.
Okay.
We didn't serve alcohol. So, we just was doing our thing. If you gave a dance, we gave you an after party automatically. It was no questions asked.
Wow.
So, that gave us a strong foothold on the east side. And because it was on the east side, nobody came to the east side to try and do nothing.
Right.
That's my, see what I'm saying?
You ain't about to do that.
You ain't trying to come over the east side, okay?
Nah.
So it just it gave us an exclusive on that side of town. And then we moved to Doodles and started doing Skateland.
Which I heard of Doodles back in the day, same situation.
Doodles was right there on the corner of Piru and Central. Okay, Doodles, if you jump off of, if you hop the fence in Doodles parking lot, the address you're going to land into was going to be a house on Piru.
Wow. That close.
That close.
Wow. But Skateland was right there too, right?
If you hop the fence in Skateland, from Doodles, you're going to land in Skateland's parking lot.
Right, exactly.
Like that. So all that was right there. And it wasn't a lot of people that could pull it off. I was the only guy that could pull it off.
Now, Skateland was your night when you did what, special?
We would do dances on Friday at Doodles and do skating on Saturday at Skateland.
Oh, okay, skating.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, man, them gangsters. You want to know who the best skaters are, man? Is gangsters, man.
Gangsters.
Am I lying,
Gangsters
man?
roll.
Them fools be like slow, like two inches from the ground, man, with no shoestrings in their skates, man, and all
Gangsters
that.
Roll.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Man.
We had they had Rosecrans skating ring.
I was a youngin', but I went to Rosecrans because I'm from Inglewood. I went to Rosecrans.
My brother was an avid skater at Rosecrans skating ring. If my mother wanted to punish my brother, just threatened him with not being able to go to Rosecrans. Oh man, you swear he beat him to death. He might have called child protection services on it or something.
Wow.
I can't go to Rosecrans. And Rosecrans was it was a mixture of all the hoods come on Rosecrans.
Exactly.
You had A-Tray, you had shotguns, you had Pyrus, and again, it was a standoff for the most part. Then every once in a while, somebody was like, I ain't doing it tonight. It's going down.
Yeah.
And it became a problem. So it is what it is, Doc.
That was L.A.
That was L.A.
That was everywhere. That was on the bus. You couldn't even, it was getting cracking on the back of that bus.
Right.
You couldn't go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was L.A. So what do you think, how did you get that vision to go from like doing the clubs to building a studio?
Man, I've always been a cat that my old man told me, if you're gonna use it enough, buy it. You know, don't keep renting. Sometimes I started renting studios.
Damn.
And I realized
that's game right there.
Yeah, he told me if you're gonna use something enough, you're gonna pay for it anyway. Go and buy one.
Right.
So we built a little 4-track studio at the club. Then I took that 4-track studio, put it in my house, and then when I got to my bigger house where I'm now, I bought a 12-track studio. Then I had a 16-track studio, and then we had Unknown had put its 24-track there. So the cost of making records back then was so much more than it is right now.
Right.
It was a lot more money to make a record back then. So it would cost you, after you recorded it, it's going to cost you $600 after you recorded the record. So if you're recording at $50 an hour, you better have yourself together. So we built demo studios to practice the rapping, to practice lay all the beats out, do everything first. Because at $50, $75 an hour, you don't have time to roll up a blunt and drink no drink. And no. Go on here, make it happen, get out here and make this happen.
Now, did you figure out that strategy yourself?
I had a couple of music people that explained that to me. Says, man, you practice at home. You rehearse, you don't rehearse in the studio.
Right.
So my whole attitude about the studio is totally different from young guys now.
Yeah, because people go in the studio, man, and smoke blunts for 10 hours before they even do a thing. Man, it's like, bro.
Then you wonder why you can't understand what they say.
Yeah. Like, you could have did that at home, homie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dang. So once you got the studio cracking, I guess, well, the thing that studios do is they draw artists,
right?
Basically, right?
Right.
So how did that start to grow?
Now, see, here's my other role that people don't really understand. My last job in 1979, I worked for a record distributor. I sold records over the phone. So when we started doing the bootlegs, I had my call list. And I knocked on doors and, hey, man, it's Lonzo. Okay, cool. And I started selling records. So I became the go-to guy no matter what. Plus, because I was buying airtime from K-Day, I had a relationship with K-Day, the sales department. But when we decided to start making records, I was turned on to Greg Mack, who was the program director. So everything for me, just kind of fell into place, man.
Right.
So people don't understand, I wore these different hats, carried these different balls, whether it had to be thrown, a toss, pitch, whatever. Right. I had to do it.
Man, give it up for a brother for keeping the list, man, and using the list again. You know what I'm saying? Right. Keeping them leads, man.
Now, I got to say something. I'm going to say something because he's sitting here. Not because he's sitting there. All the time I was doing this, that brother on the side right there, he was right with me. Yeah. He don't like talking about it, okay? I got to talk for both of us.
Yeah, okay.
He might be deaf mute. I don't know. He talked too much for that. But he just don't like to. But we was a team. Okay,
right.
We rolled. We was a team. We did that.
Yeah. I remember seeing DJ Unknown on them flyers, man. I never saw you before, but I remember them.
You
flyers.
Like you see him today?
Yeah. Hey, man, he Unknown, man. We might not even be sitting there right now. So once you got the studio cracking, who really surprised you with their talent? Like you were like, damn.
It's kind of funny. Hip hop was so new, everybody was good because there was nobody to compare him to other than the West Coast and the East Coast. So if you could hold a beat, okay.
Right.
It wasn't like nobody had no serious 16, 32 bar flows. Okay?
Yeah, true.
We do 8, do 4, hip hop, hip hop, blah 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 blah.
Right.
If you can do that, you was pretty much, oh my God. Plus I gave rap contests, but the one person that stood out, I'm gonna take that back, was Clientele. Clientele. He came to Eve After Dark. He was still in the 12th grade, I think it was. And I had a rap contest. He came and killed it at the rap contest. I'm signing you up. Come on.
Clientele killed it, huh?
Killed it.
Wow.
He killed it at Eve After Dark, and he won the money for the rap contest. And shortly after that, I put him in the World Class Wrecking Crew.
I went to a party back in the day at Muhammad Ali's house. His daughter...
Mamie Ali?
Yes. Yeah. And the Wrecking Crew was
wow,
DJing.
You was there?
I was there, man. I was there. I'm talking about it, baby.
I tell people that say we did so many parties, it was ridiculous because we was like the only crew at that time that was really doing stuff like that.
On that, like what you could call celebrity DJ crew. Yeah.
You know, and I met Muhammad Ali that day, man.
Yeah, me too,
and
man.
I was like, oh, man, that's Muhammad Ali. And the dude walked up and shook my hand, and it was like he took his hand and just cut my whole hand. His hand was so big. I'm like, damn.
I was there, man.
Over in
Hancock Park.
Hancock Park.
Yeah.
And we pulled up in Hancock Park to set the equipment up, man. I never forget. I felt like I was on a movie set because it was so perfect. Everything was so pristine.
Man, wasn't it?
Not a blade of grass out of line. No kids in the street playing. It looked like something you see on the back lot of Universal Studios, man.
Right.
You know, it wasn't until we started playing they started. You know, y'all gotta keep it down now.
Oh, now I was wondering if y'all was getting sweaty.
Oh, we was getting sweaty like something. All right, I am the champ.
Yeah.
Turn it down. Turn it down. All you got to do, no problem.
He was cool too, man. I remember he was walking around, man. You know, everybody ain't had no cameras back then and stuff, but he was, you know, doing that what you just said, doing this type stuff. He was a cool cat, man.
Me and May still cool right to this day behind
Really?
That. Yeah. She
great.
remembered it. She remembered it. I'm surprised. I talk about this sometimes, man, and I sound like a fool because I'm the only one who know about this, but I'm glad somebody else was there to witness that.
Man, I was there, man. Me and the homies talk about it all the time.
Wow.
That was one of the premier, I was a party animal, but that was one of the premier joints because like I said, it's like today having whoever, you know, DJ Khaled or whoever these dudes come and DJ your homie's party. You know what I mean? It was really that, you know.
And that was a family hookup. One of my friends, one of my cousins, went to school with May, and she wanted to DJ for her party. And she called us up.
She wanted the best, huh?
And called us up. Yep.
Dang.
Yeah.
Now, who all Unknown was you there too?
He wasn't there that time. That was just me, Yella, and Dre.
Clientele
might have been there, but I know it's me, Yella, and Dre for sure.
Yeah. And y'all had the record out at that point, right?
We had just cut it, but we hadn't blown up yet.
Oh, okay.
It hadn't blown up yet. We were just fledgling.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So did you have so was there competition with Uncle Jam?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like were you trying to, because you know, they was coming with some heat. They had Egyptian Lover, Bobcat, you know, these cats, they was coming with some heat. So was it in your mind that, hey, that's my competition?
They were our competition as far as dances. The few times me and Roger was talking crap to each other, I was going to challenge him with Dre or Yella, but it never happened, you know, because all the DJs were cool.
Yeah.
Me and him was the only one that was feuding. Unknown was cool with everybody, but Unknown, Dre, they was all cool with Egypt and everybody else. Me and Roger had the issue. It wasn't a crew thing. It was just us, me and him. We've been knowing each other so long. We started off together. I was Roger's DJ before he started Uncle Jam's Army. He used to do parties at Alpine Village, and he used to hire me to do his dances. So when I started doing my own thing, he got mad because I broke off. And I'm tired of you giving me $55, $60. You know, I need to get to them thousands that you're making. Okay,
right.
And I split off and started doing my thing. And even when I had Eve After Dark, I offered him a partnership, and he didn't take it. And then after we got to cracking, he wanted to be in. I'm like, oh no, the Unknown. I never forget. Unknown told him, "Say you can kiss my ass." Okay? You can kiss my ass.
In case you ain't gonna kiss his, nigga, you can kiss mine.
Okay? We got it rocking now.
Nah, I heard that shit, man.
Yeah.
Because really, man, the DJ is the draw, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if a DJ has also the knowledge and, you know, ambition to promote as well, I mean, you got it locked up.
Well, you know, I didn't realize it until somebody mentioned it to me. I was the first DJ to have a residency in his own club.
That makes sense.
You know,
that makes sense.
I was the main DJ.
Nobody do that, right? They all hire a DJ.
Yeah. But I owned the club, and I was the main DJ. Everybody else spun around me. If one of the other guys had a problem, either me or Unknown tapping like pitchers. All right, come on, get out of here.
Yeah,
you killing it. You ain't doing. You missing something tonight. Let me have it. And we the only ones had enough experience to revive the party.
Oh, and you would take over.
I take over.
Tap them out.
Tap them out. Hey, man, I got it. Don't worry about it. I don't know what's going on. You got to. You ain't been listening, son.
Wow.
And you had a club back in the day. Sometimes you had to give people a chance to breathe.
Right.
You had to give. We still, you know, we wore hard sole shoes, so we still slow danced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know we had to get our grind on.
Yeah.
And you get to partying, you got to let the cats, you know, his sweat dry up a little bit before you can get him a slow dance and get him catch his breath.
Yeah, dry up a little bit.
Yeah, dry up a little bit. You can't even, that.
Woo, you gotta go outside like that.
Remember that freak dance? They had that freak dance.
Oh, baby, please, man. It'd be a line of like 30 people in a line. Like,
So you do that for 15, 20 minutes. You got to catch your breath and then you get your grind on. Because now you got to play Prince. You got to play Adore.
Oh, you gotta do it.
You gotta play Prince.
International Lover. You gotta do all that.
Fire and Desire.
Yeah, Fire and Desire.
With Rick James. You gotta play all that right there. So
right.
We had them little sessions, and once you do that, everybody's revived. But most of the young cats don't understand the programming. That's why they only do sets for 30 minutes, for an hour. They don't know how to go for 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
I'm a house party DJ.
Right.
I'm used to playing 5 hours.
And you gotta know how not to burn your records.
You can't burn your record.
First 30 minutes.
Most cats don't know that.
And then you look up, they playing it again.
You're right. You played it 4 times because you ain't got but 3 records. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, how was it with if you had Dre and Yella DJing, weren't they underage?
No.
When they came?
No, Dre had just turned 17. I think just turned 18. Yella was already old as I am.
Okay.
Yella old as I am.
He drove up to the place.
To the club.
You ride with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So now did you have to, in the vein of what you just said, really explain the DJ game to them? Or did they come already with certain tools, certain knowledge?
Everybody claimed to be a DJ already.
Mm-hmm.
I let them do you. And once they did themselves enough, and if they got themselves painted into a corner, then either me or Unknown would go in there and, we tap them on the shoulder. That's what we did. They tried to copy, it was one said that no matter what, Roger and Lonzo can get you out. Okay, no matter what kind of corner you can get it, because Roger was a good DJ also.
Okay.
Lonzo and Roger can get you out. They can program. They can't scratch. They can't mix that great, but they can program.
Right.
Okay, and that's what we were known for.
Right.
So by the time them guys got there, they got it for the most part, but things started changing so fast.
Right.
We went from being in the funk era, because I started in disco.
Right.
My first name was Disco Lonzo.
Okay.
I started off in disco. So at the
doing what, Donna Summer?
We doing Donna Summer, Bee Gees. We doing all that, man.
Right.
We doing the whole Saturday Night Fever thing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you got Instant Funk, and then you got Riding High, and all that transition to Eve After Dark. Then you got Cameo with Rigor Mortis and stuff like that.
Parliament and all that.
Parliament came in.
Or about, Clinton,
About 77. Yeah. When Clinton hit with Flashlight and Aqua Boogie.
Aqua Boogie.
Okay?
Yeah, Aqua Boogie.
Aqua Boogie, that changed the game, okay?
Aqua Boogie changed the game,
That changed the game, okay?
Man.
And but by 79, Rappers Delight had dropped, okay? Rappers Delight and One Nation in the Groove dropped right around the same time. Those were the 2 hottest songs of Eve After Dark. You can get fired for playing one of them songs. That was my song to play.
Oh, really? You better not put that.
You're going to get caught up. You play one of my songs, okay? So,
what about Planet Rock? That was a big song too, right?
Yeah. Now, the Unknown played all that super fast stuff.
Okay.
That was his set.
Okay.
I played more of a funk set.
Party people.
Okay. He went out there and found the craft work, all that fast stuff.
Oh, craft work, exactly.
That's why a lot of the record crew sound come from craft work, that type of stuff.
Right.
That high energy stuff.
Exactly.
So that's what made
Pac Jam,
all that. Okay.
Right.
That's what made us different, because we didn't have one format. Depending on who the DJ was, the set would change up. Yella loved Stacey Lattisaw. That was his girl. Okay.
Yeah.
He played it every time he got up. That was his song. Okay.
Yeah. And people look forward to him playing that, right?
Yes.
Right. Exactly. So now also what's happening in the West Coast at that time is K-Day. Right?
K-Day, yes, sir.
K-Day is, I want to say, it's officially the first real hip hop station, right, in the country.
First,
where it's only hip hop, because weren't they only playing it?
KGFJ actually started playing it first.
Oh, KGFJ,
but it was a much smaller station.
Oh,
KGFJ started. Playing
KGFJ
started playing it first.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but K-Day came in because K-Day was so much bigger. They had so much of a bigger signal. They knocked them off completely.
They understood it though too.
They knew. When Greg came in town, Greg got it. Okay, hip hop was already around. It was starting to take root by the time Greg got here in 83, 84. And Katie had already had a format for it, but again, they were very local. If you wouldn't pass the 405, you you
got to be pulled up right in front of that mug almost.
Man. So K-Day, we would hit K-Day in Oakland going over the not the Golden Gate, but the Bay Bridge. At certain times of the day, we play gigs in San Francisco. We going over the Bay Bridge, and K-Day would come in for a hot minute.
Wow, is that crazy? Yeah. Wow.
Yes, sir.
6-hour drive away.
Yes, sir.
But you can't get it on Western.
Right. at night, though. By the time all the signals is, everybody else is shut down.
Oh, right. True.
Airway was a lot clearer.
Now, let's talk about that. How did you guys spread out? Did you guys do tours? Did you take your crew on the road? How did that?
I never forget. We were doing the first time we did a major show. We got booked to do a gig in Sacramento at a club called the VAULTZ, and Greg had just got us LL Cool J for Doodles. Okay.
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J with that Doodles.
Came to Doodles.
Yeah. And
wow.
We had an opportunity.
I bet he wrecked it too, huh?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
We left and did our show at the VAULTZ.
Oh, okay.
We went up and they called us. Hey, we got $1,500. We want to pay you guys to come and do a show. How much you paying? $1,500. $1,500 to drive up to Sacramento. We'd be there in the morning. Okay, and we'd already had LL booked, so I let my girl and Greg didn't run the show at Doodles, and I gotta get a little more comfortable. Here you go. And we went and did the show at the VAULTZ. We went to U-Haul, and that's when you can go into the U-Haul and disconnect the mileage. The mileage. Yeah, rolled up there, and by the time we got to Santa Monica, we put it back on and paid them for a couple of dollars. But that's how I realized that it was more fun to go do shows than it was to promote shows.
So what was it like when you got there?
It was super cool, man. It was a small little club in Sacramento, teen club. And we got up there and we did our show, and we had a ball. We did a little rehearsal before we got there. And it was our first show, and we just had a good time. Because Wrecking Crew was hot in Northern California, just as hot as we were in Southern California.
Right.
We were hotter in Northern California because we wasn't from there.
Okay.
So at home,
right.
That's the big at the mall. Okay?
Yeah.
But in Northern California, we celebrities.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. So you kind of caught the bug after that, huh?
Hey, come on. The phone kept ringing. What we didn't realize is that McCullough, our distributor, was selling records out the back door, but my phone number was on the records. So people would call looking for Crew Cut Records, and hey, can I help you? Yeah, we want to book you in Louisiana. Do you really? Why? How you get my record? McCullough was just selling records out the back door.
Shady with the 380, man. Dang.
Yeah. So we ended up in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, all down there. We had a ball, man. New Mexico. We did a lot of stuff in the southern parts of the country.
Now let me ask you this question: who designed those outfits, man, in that video?
Everybody designed their own costume.
Really?
Okay.
Is that how it went?
I did not. The costumes or the jackets.
All of it.
The jackets were my design.
Okay.
Okay. We all were big Prince fans.
Okay.
So that jacket was taken after his Doves Cry jacket.
Okay.
Okay. We had a little flap over it, the Nehru collar, and I got my jacket made first. Everybody was pissed. Oh man, how you gonna get a jacket made without me? So next thing I know, everybody want a jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. And them jackets can get you in the clubs. They can get you in the parties. They can get you laid.
The ladies,
okay,
huh?
Nobody has their jacket. I got one jacket. My ex had hers. She still had hers. And I got it right now.
No shit.
And that's the only one that's still around. I don't know what happened to them, man, because they were so valuable.
Right.
Because even though Dre and them dissed him in the movie, no. That was not the case, man. Because we would go to... When we ran up in,
I believe you very easily on that too.
We ran up in Uncle Jam's Army sets, wearing our jackets. It was like, Wrecking Crew. Okay. So it was. Then they got mad. Y'all can't wear them jackets here no more, man. What? So we stopped wearing them. Then we bought the reversible ones.
Wow.
So we go in there with burgundy. It was burgundy on one side and gray on the other. So we walk in there with the gray side on.
Wow.
Get inside and flip them over. Bam, we here. Oh, damn, they got us again.
Ooh.
So, and the whole concept came from record industry, record companies. Back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, all record companies had their jackets. Mm-hmm. So if you went to if you went to a record convention, you see all these jackets so dope. Everybody had different colors, and they was satins. They were so dope. It was ridiculous. And I'm hanging out with cats in the record industry. So they turned me on because the lady who made the jackets, she wasn't open to the public. She was not open to the public. She was a little I think she was Austrian or German or something. She was out there in the valley. And I had to get a phone call made for her to open the door for me, man. Make an appointment.
Wow, that, huh?
It was like that, dude. When you see all the jackets from Warner Brothers and CBS and Sony and everybody, she made everybody's jackets.
Wow. Tell me about Eazy-E, about meeting Eazy-E.
I met Eazy at Eve After Dark when he was still trying to do something. Him and Dre were hanging out together, and they came by the club trying to get in.
Oh, okay.
And I wouldn't let him in.
Oh, so you met them before Dre even was a DJ?
Dre was supposed to be a DJ for Eazy-E. Eazy had a company called High Power Productions, and they was doing a little something in the hood. And one of Dre's buddies who worked for me told me to check him out. And I got 3 DJs. I don't need no more DJs, Right. And somehow or another, Dre ended up on the turntables, and Eazy didn't get in because he never came dressed right. Eve After Dark had a dress code.
Right, I would imagine.
We had a dress code. The dress code of today would not fly back in the day.
Right.
You couldn't wear tennis shoes. You had to have on some nice slacks.
No t-shirts.
Right. You came in, you had to come correct. And Eazy didn't want to come correct, so I sent his ass home. Dre came correct. Next thing I know, he was on the turntables.
Wow. And how was it with Eazy not being what we call traditional artists at first and getting on their mic?
That was funny.
That was at your place,
I was
right?
at my house, man. And, I laughed. People, oh, man, he was dope. I said, Eazy wasn't even trying to be an artist. The last thing he wanted to do was be an artist. I mean, even after he blew up, Eazy would come on my house on a regular basis and just kick it with me. Yella was doing some porno at my house in the studio. Keeping it real. Yella doing porno at the studio.
Man.
And everybody would come out and hang out, and we watched him do the scenes, okay? And Eazy, I said, man, how does it feel to be a superstar? He said, man, if you know me, Lonzo, as long as they sell it, I'm gonna buy it.
Right. Okay.
Because that was never his desire. Right. Some cats want to be that, and he kind of got tossed into it and adapted to it.
Oh, so it just was really being versatile and being a hustler.
He saw opportunity and took advantage of it.
Wow.
He was not trying to be in the studio.
Now let me flip the discussion. You got a book, right?
Yes, sir.
I love the title, man. That was great. I think we got a picture of it.
NWA, Not Without Alonzo.
Yeah, NWA, Not Without Alonzo. That is sweet,
Thank
man.
you, Doc. Thank you. Available on Amazon as well also.
Oh, okay.
And go ahead.
Go for it.
There's an audio book on CD Baby too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, audio book is set to music, so I had to do something a little different. So we got original tracks on there. So just so you know.
Oh, okay, sweet. So how'd you come up with that name?
Man, when we was after Dre them split, we had it wasn't mad, but they was always clowning. And one day I heard them say, "What does NWA stand for? Niggas Without Alonzo." Oh, okay. Okay. So when I had a chance to write my book, I said, "I'm gonna borrow that one." Okay, you can't say that because you gave it to me.
Yeah, you took a bar.
I took a bar. Yes. So yes, sir.
Okay, so and you wrote it yourself?
Yeah, I had a co-writer, Donna Shannon. She was my co-writer, ghostwriter, whatever you want to call it. She helped me put it together. We did it was a grueling task. Yeah, I never thought I would do it. We got it done.
Yeah. How long did it take?
Oh man, actually it took me about the true time frame. It took me almost 5 years because I was trying to write the book before Roger wrote his from Uncle Jam's Army. And I'm writing, I'm typing, I'm talking to recorders, getting stuff transcribed, and I had about 100 pages, and the brother died. He died. I had no motivation.
Oh, so you didn't have that thing that was pushing you. You could just now.
There's no reason for me to write a book because he had died.
Now, when did he pass away?
2010.
2010. Wow.
So when he died, I'm like, my balloon went down. I can't beat him because it ain't no fun.
Right.
And then I heard they were making the Straight Outta Compton movie. And I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to start back again. And that's when I got serious with it.
Now, a lot of people around the country, around the world, with that movie being so big, learned of who you are through that movie.
Yeah.
Did you find like some newfound fans that you never had before? And how did that go after the movie?
That movie came out in 2015. I spent 2016, 2017 telling people I wasn't a hater. Yeah, you hated on hip hop. You can't stand hip hop. Oh man, what for you? No. You got me screwed up. Don't let this movie. And I tell people anytime I get into a debate, if you're using that movie as a reference, don't even talk to me. You don't know nothing.
Right.
You don't know nothing.
Right.
Don't talk to me because you have no conversation for me.
Right.
If you're using that movie as a reference about Lonzo, you no.
Yeah.
No. Go get the book, come back, holler at me. There'll be a test afterwards.
Right, exactly. I wanted to ask you about, I got a couple more questions. What's like your inspiration? What's like inspiring you just to keep it going all this time and keep pushing the envelope, keep pushing the meter, keep getting the message out? So many people, the reason I ask, so many people fall back, from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever. What keeps you going in this?
As hip hop evolves, man, I realized if I don't speak up and say nothing, I'll get buried. Oh. And I feel I did too much for the game not to be respected for my true contribution.
Right.
And
Facts.
and I realized people want to know because West Coast hip hop didn't become popular until NWA.
Right.
Wrecking Crew, LA Dream Team, Egyptian Lover, we all had moderate success. Toddy T, we all had moderate success in the early days, okay? But we didn't get the West Coast didn't get no real shine until NWA came out. And they think that was the beginning of West Coast hip hop. No, it wasn't, folks. I'm sorry.
Right.
And, when you were there and you doing parties in the park and your records are warping and you doing dances and you got to carry 12 crates of records and turntables and cats that get the notoriety were in elementary school. Okay? They were in elementary school.
Right.
Okay? I'm 21, fresh out of high school. I'm 19. I'm putting work in.
Right.
Okay? I didn't just fall off the boat and jump on the bandwagon. Okay?
Right.
I did this for real.
Right.
And whatever role had to be played, I was prepared to play it. Whether it be a DJ, club promoter, record label owner, publisher, songwriter, whatever had to be done, I had to do it. And to not to be, and I understand why they don't know, because most of the people weren't, when hip hop was first coming around, nobody really cared. Hip hop came in right after disco. Right. Disco died a slow death, and hip hop was like a foster child. Nobody cared about. You're gonna be out of here in a few months anyway.
That's what everybody thought.
Everybody thought that. Yep. But we kept on driving, and one of the driving forces behind West Coast was Lonzo and Roger. Okay. Right. I would not Roger, Lonzo, and Andre. Okay, I met them two together. That's the inside joke right there. But these three guys was pushing this envelope when nobody else was even thinking about it. We had to fight between disco, funk, and R&B. And we won. We winning. Okay.
Right. Still winning.
We're winning. Okay. And for me, I look at a lot of the guys from New York. I don't see Kool Herc. I never seen a Kool Herc interview.
Right. That was my point.
I never see a Kool Herc interview. That
everybody don't keep the torch going. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know if it's his personality or whatever, I
think it's personality, man, because I'm always been somewhat of a leader. I was in ROTC. I ran a battalion of kids at 16 years old. So I've been in the leadership position all the time.
Right.
Everything I get involved in, I end up being the president or the leader or something. I just want to sit in the back. Okay.
Right.
I ain't got to be the leader all the time.
Come on, man.
But for some reason, my ass always find myself in the front row, or in the whole of the class. So that's what I do. So I have to accept that. And what I realized, there's not a lot of people from my generation that are still carrying the flag for West Coast hip hop, especially from the early days of West Coast hip hop.
Right.
people look at Dre and them as being old school. When NWA is old school, oh man, come on, dude.
Man.
Okay. You say you 51,
I'm
and you
51.
heard about me when you was a kid.
And when I was a youngin', boy, or I'd be up at the Rhodium. They had tapes that probably was bootleg tapes. I don't know if they were or not. Tapes, but I'd be walking through the Rhodium and everybody banging it, man. I'm trying to tell you, I was out there.
When Steve Yano, rest his soul, when I was selling out in the street selling bootlegs, Steve was one of the first cats I met out there. And I thought Steve was an Asian FBI agent trying to bust me. Okay, I ran from him. I took off running. Oh no, man, I ain't selling no records. No. The guy who I was selling records to pulled me to the side. He said, "Man, he cool. Don't worry about it." And so Steve Yano became one of my biggest customers. And then he took my records to the swap meet and blew it up. Okay, then he started making them. By the time we was off the set. We was making legit records. We didn't have time for that no more. So he was doing them for the swap meet. Dre would go out there to the swap meet, and my boy Tony A, he got a documentary on that whole Rhodium swap meet situation. So, I played a part in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that introduced him to that whole situation. Steve would be at my house and hang out all day. Him and his wife Sue would be out there all day long.
Wow.
VIP Records, Kelvin Anderson, the guys who I'm honoring this weekend at the Dollar High Center in Compton, him and his family ran VIP Records. VIP Records was the hood distribution center for everything, in the hood. So I would go to Cletus, his older brother, and drop off 1,000, 1,500 records on a Friday, cash. Okay, my van is like leaning, because we was doing it like that.
Right.
So,
hey, man, that's the hustle, man. I love it, bro.
That's what I do, man. That's what I do.
I love it. So you got an event coming up.
Yes, sir.
And you're recognizing what you describe as the unsung heroes.
Right. The unsung heroes of West Coast hip-hop.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I'm one of the lucky ones. Straight Outta Compton, the movie, Dre's documentary, and all the documentaries I've been in, people, if you want to tell the story correctly, you need to see Lonzo somewhere in the beginning.
Right.
But I know before Lonzo, there was a whole lot of people that played right there with Lonzo on the same team. Okay? But nobody know about them. Lonzo know about them. I was there. Okay? I know about Kelvin. I know what Kelvin did for Snoop, what he did for Jinx, what he did for Nate Dogg, what he did for Warren G. I know what he did. He's not the kind of guy that, he's busy. He's not the kind of guy to wave his flag like Lonzo is. So I got to wave. Hey man, come over here. Let me show you some love. Kelvin Anderson, VIP Records, bought Jinx his first drum machine. Had Snoop, had Warren G, had Nate Dogg from Long Beach doing stuff in his studio. Okay, same thing I did. So wasn't for no Kelvin, ain't no Long Beach. Lonzo in Compton doing this thing, but Kelvin had a record store, and that was his magnet for talent. Okay, Steve Yano had the Rhodium swap meet. That was his magnet for talent. Edwin VAULTZ from Music People was the money man and the sound man for Uncle Jam's Army, all their dances. All the sports arena dances. One brother owned all that equipment.
Wow.
He was a behind the scenes money man for Uncle Jam's Army.
Right. Nobody don't know his name.
At that time he didn't care about that.
Right.
But as we get older,
it matters.
Your legacy is important, man.
Right, it matters.
And I have a problem with cats. I have a problem. I'll never forget, one of my partners died, man. And he was my kindergarten partner. We threw sand, ate graham crackers together, okay? And they called me the day before he died and said, hey, man, your boy died. It has funerals tomorrow in San Bernardino. So I got to stop what I'm doing, drive to San Bernardino crying, and then speak at his funeral. And I got to condense 40 years of knowing a dude in 2 minutes and while you crying, okay? So why is it we only going to show love for people when they're here? When they're gone, I'm sorry.
Right.
Why somebody got to be in a box for them to get some love, okay? Right. I don't believe in that. I believe in showing the brother, hey, man, I got love for you right now. And that's what this event's all about. This is the second time I've done this, but it's this is the one I'm really serious about. Like Tracy Kendrick. Tracy broke all kind of records. He broke. He was with LA Dream. He worked with LA Dream Team, DJ Quick. Him, Greedy Greg, and another brother. Come on, unknown, short one. Tracy's partner. Courtney. These boys had a studio. They was doing it big with LA Dream Team and all these cats back in the day. But nobody. They ran, and him and Foot ran Impact Record Pool. Impact Record Proof broke everything we got.
Everything.
Everything.
Right.
So, but ain't no more record pools. Foot died. So, if nobody don't take time to acknowledge these cats, Arabian Prince been in more groups than Johnny Gill.
Right.
He was a solo artist. He was a critic with Bobby Jimmy and the Critters.
Yeah.
He's with and he produced JJ Fast.
I was gonna say.
He tours with them. And the boys on the road all the time. My boy DJ Quest. DJ Quest is Stevie Wonder's DJ. Okay? Stevie Wonder don't know what he look like, but he like what he sound like. He got to feel his arm. That's DJ Quest.
Yeah. Okay, I see you light skinned nigga. You got a mustache.
Yeah, you light skinned, got a mustache, beard. But DJ Quest is one of the coolest cats I want to meet. You want to meet.
Wow.
So my girl, I don't know if I sent a picture of my girl, DJ Spark. Her mom was back in the day, DJ Silky D.
Oh.
Her mom was a veteran, okay, of the game. Silky D. I mean,
DJ Spark. You talking about DJ Spark that currently DJs?
Yeah. She's Layla Hathaway's DJ.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
She hot too.
Bad. Sister bad.
She bad.
Sister bad. She did my birthday, one of my parties at the club. I said, you can play for me any day, okay? And I don't tell it to everybody. DJ Reg been around for 40 years. He been true to the game. He was there when me and Edwin first started doing music. He's still doing it, okay? That's what he does full time. Putting down, doing sound and doing DJing. So you got guys like this, as we get older, if nobody don't take time to recognize these cats, it ain't going to happen.
Right.
They gonna wait till their funeral and they in a box, or, man, I love you, man. I feel this. Come on, man. Miss me with that bullshit.
Man, miss me with that.
Miss me with that, okay?
Well, I applaud you, man, because that's something that's important, man, really in all genres too, man. And since you have the ability to do it because you was there. Right. It has to be done.
Joe Jones been promoting parties, man. Joe Jones had more clubs than I have. And when he got tired of going to clubs, he said, come on to my house. I'm doing it in my backyard.
Man, I definitely know his face.
Yeah, he's been doing events forever. And that's Casey Veggie's dad. Oh. That's Casey Veggie's dad. So he's, even though, you see what I'm saying? So
he don't come from nowhere, huh?
It don't fall out the sky from no place, man.
Wow, man.
So all these guys have intricate roles in the game that most people are not aware of. Lonzo know them, though, because we've been knowing each other forever. So there's a mutual respect for everybody, man. So if I could take time to acknowledge these cats and show them some love, I'll feel better about myself, and I feel better. Everybody else will get these guys the same respect they deserve.
Right. Facts, man. Facts. Dang, man. We only got a few more minutes. I have one more question for you. Where was Ice-T at during all this time?
Now, it's funny you should say that, man, because Ice-T, I had Chris the Glove Taylor on my other show today, and Chris was talking about how him and Ice-T did Breaking Together. But my boy Unknown DJ, he was one to produce 6 in the morning.
What?
Don't people? He wanted to produce 6 in the morning.
Oh, laying low over there in the cut. Too,
see what I'm saying? He produced 6 in the morning. He produced King T, CMW, right? All that, right? So even though it wasn't Lonzo, it's cat standing right next to Lonzo, still putting work in.
Right.
I can't take credit for it, but I can take credit for this brother being a part of what I did. So he's like, you make it look easy. Let me try it.
Okay, so back then, I'm sure all those guys, whether it's Hen G, whether it's Ice-T, whether it's all them, had to come through, right?
We all associated.
Oh, you guys all associated.
Unknown is tighter with that crew than I am.
Okay.
Me and Hen G and Evil Lee was very cool. But him Ice-T and Unknown worked together more than I did.
Sweet.
I remember Ice-T when he had his red Porsche at the Veterans Auditorium with the perm and the red leather suit. Okay, pulling up from Uncle Jam's Army sets. Okay, that's what I remember him.
Right.
And we cool.
Right.
But we never really hung out.
Okay, got you. Last thing, I want you to talk about your podcast, why you did it, and let the people know where they can find it, where they can hear it. Let's just talk about it for a second.
My podcast is called NWA Stories with Lonzo. I'm on YouTube, and we just hit the 4,000 subscriber mark, and we just got monetized. So that's a big thing for me.
Beautiful.
But I did it because, man, again, like the Ward Show, there are so many stories in hip-hop, West Coast hip-hop, that people don't know. People don't know Lonzo. People don't know Unknown DJ. They don't know Unknown DJ was the man behind Death Row Records. Okay? They don't know Unknown DJ was behind Death Row, the name Death Row. Okay? You know, that was supposed to be DEF Row. And Dre gave him a check and they put some niggas in the lecture chair and turned to Death Row. Right. But this is some tidbits.
Right. I have never heard that.
You won't hear it.
I have never heard that.
You won't hear it. Okay? A lot of what you're hearing is, you know, only because I was there.
Right.
Okay? And even the people who benefited from it ain't gonna tell the story.
Right.
Okay? They don't do these kind of interviews.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
All my interviews are disseminated. I can tell you, I can talk to you for 3 hours and you still won't know a piece of what I know.
Yeah, right. Facts.
If I keep on talking, you gonna tell I used to know I ain't. 'Cause I done did too much. I got 40 years of this, okay?
Well, I intentionally didn't look at your interviews because I didn't want to be asking the same things everybody asks, the same way, the same order and everything, because I know you got so much. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So basically, man, we got to get out of here.
Hey, man.
I loved it, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I've been a fan, like I said, since I was a youngin'. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the big homies that ain't here to even speak on it was fans. You know what I mean? So that's really important, man. I wanted the people to know that. Look, thanks for joining Mike Robertson Boulevard, y'all. We trying to do this damn thing here in the 2020, and we got Lonzo Williams in the house. We also got DJ Unknown, and he's going to remain unknown until he comes on Mike Robertson Boulevard next. Woo! Okay, nah. All right, y'all. We out of here, man. Thanks, POTUS. Thanks, Sheena.
What's up, baby?
Thanks, LeBron. We out of here.
Where my tacos at, dog? I'm hungry. Where my tacos at?
Man, I love that loveliness right there.